Good morning. We're live. Hi, I'm live on the Ritz-Carlton Ilma, Ritz-Carlton second hotel at sea. I'm live from a yacht, right? And today we're going to talk about a thing related to that. Today, let's talk about the steps I took to go from a person who made $22 an hour to a person who gets to experience yacht life, her dream. Let's talk about where that money came from, what steps I took, and also like what tools, resources are available to you to do the same thing. Because what you're not going to hear in this conversation is that I had some sort of um, advantage, right? I was just a regular pharmacy technician working in a hospital. And so I'm going to lay out the steps and talk about making the money to live your dreams and point you to some resources, right? The same types of resources that either did help me or that I wish I would have had to help me. Hi, my name is Stephanie Perry. I'm a house sitter, creator of House Sitter School, co-creator of Exodus Summit, and I help Black women take sabbaticals and career breaks. I help Black women move abroad. I help Black women bop around the world as a nomad. If you're interested, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, please. I'll wait for you. Oh, thank you for subscribing. And then turn on notifications, ring the notification bell. You'll be notified when I go live or when I post a new video. Welcome, welcome. Hey, friends, welcome. Hey, Cheryl. Hey, Tana. Hey, Valerie. Good morning, lovely lady. Good morning, Dominique. Hey, Julie. 6 weeks later, good morning. Daria, good morning. Fleur de Lis Living, good morning. Hi, Nan. Hi, Raven. Hey, Meriton. Mia Amor. Hey, Chanel. Hey, Amy. Hey, Karen. Hey, hi, Pam. Make sure you say good morning in the chat. It's like one of the rules, okay? Say hello. If you're here, say hello. Even if you're watching on YouTube, like if you're watching on, we're all watching on YouTube. If you're watching on TV, right? Some of you subscribe or watch YouTube videos on TV. Even if you're watching on TV, you can pick up your phone and just say good morning to us. We would appreciate that. If you're watching the replay, hello, friends in the future. I hope it's awesome there. Say hi. Say hi in the comments. Okay. So I've already laid out what I want to talk about. How's everyone? Did anybody get a text alert today? So I set up a text alert to go out. You know, I send text alerts if you're concerned that YouTube is not notifying you. I send out text alerts if you sign up on that little text alert thing. But I didn't get mine today. I set it up, but I didn't get mine. Did y'all get yours? You got your text? Okay. Okay. Thank you, Ann. I guess they just don't like me. And they ain't got hers. Okay. Hey, Creek girl. Okay. Thank you for that. If anybody wants to sign up to get your text alert when I go live, this is the thing. You just text the word YouTube to this phone number. It's in the description of the video, and I'll put it here on the chat. You just text YouTube. You don't need to text anything else. Just type out the word YouTube and text it to this phone number, 888-403-4465, and you'll get text alerts. Okay, I just didn't get mine then. Okay, I'm glad. I'm like, I'm paying for this service. I need my alerts to go out. All right. So I just want to talk to you today about the money to live my dreams, which is probably also similar to the money to live your dreams and where it came from. So I was a hospital pharmacy technician in 2014, and I made $22 an hour. I worked night shift and weekends and nights and weekends. And that means I got a shift differential. So it's hard. I really don't know exactly what I made, but I know my base rate was $22 an hour. And I took a year off to travel for a year through Southeast Asia, through some really inexpensive parts of the world: Vietnam, Cambodia, Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand. And I did that by saving 1,000. No, I didn't. 14. I know this. I saved $14,400 to be able to travel for a year on $1,200 a month. My budget was $1,200 a month for that year. But that's not how I am making money. Like that may or may not be helpful for you for today. So we'll call that step 0. That's not necessarily step 1 to how I went from making that money to hanging out on the Ritz-Carlton yacht, which some people are upset about, right? I will call that step 0. Step 0 was seeing life differently, right? Step zero was deciding that I could make a goal and set a goal and achieve the goal. And for me, at that point, that goal was just a money goal. Step zero was I can decide how much money I'm going to need to do this thing, and then I can actually get that money together. I can save that money so that I can do that thing, right? And then I can actually learn to spend the money, because step 0.5 is actually learning how to spend the money that you've allocated for a specific thing. I said I wanted to start with a few like caveats. And where did I write them? I put on the thumbnail, people will unsubscribe for this, because people sometimes get very funny when you start talking money. For some people, it's really, so some people really get nervous or anxious or angry when you start talking actually about money. And I think there are some reasons that I don't, that maybe we need to go into this conversation agreeing on. Can we agree on these things? Okay. Number one, can we agree that there is no shortage of money? There is no money shortage in the world, right? There might be a fresh water shortage, a potable water, right? There might be a this or that shortage, but there is no shortage of money in the world. There is a money hoarding problem, but there's no money shortage problem, right? One man has more money than, I don't know the statistics, but it's an alarming statistic. When I saw a man, this was a few years ago, before Elon Musk before he took over as the richest man, or, he goes back and forth, the top two go back and forth. But before that happened, I saw a video where they were showing grains of rice. They were using grains of rice to represent money. And I was like, if it was literal grains of rice, the people would riot over this one man having all these grains of rice, when there's this much grain rice in the world. One man having that percentage of it would be, people would be up in arms. But because it's money, we don't really think about it like that. I think part of it is people like the idea of having ultra wealthy people, because it makes them think that they also could be an ultra wealthy person. We don't view money as hoarding like we would view rice or oxygen or water for some reason. But anyway, can we agree that there is no shortage of money? If you can't agree on this, then you're not going to agree on anything else in the video. Then you're going to be one of those people who is like, how dare you, right? If you think that there is a money shortage in the world, you're never going to appreciate someone saying, I did this fancy, expensive thing and it was my dream and it was amazing. You're never going to like it, because you think that that took money away from you. If you cannot agree that there's no money shortage, the rest of this is not going to be helpful, or you're not going to like it. But if we can agree that there's not a money shortage, there's a money allocation problem, but there's not a money shortage problem, then we can move forward in this conversation. You may need to take a second and Google it. You may need to take a second. There's enough money for everyone. Okay. Number one thing. Another thing that I think we need to go into this conversation understanding and agreeing upon is that I'm worthy of all good things, and that you're worthy of all good things, and that I shouldn't have to earn good things, and you shouldn't have to struggle and strain and die, bleed, suffer for good things. We're worthy because we are. We're worthy of all good things because we exist. If you need more reason than that, then move around the world and see how much better Black women are than other people. Maybe if you need a reason why you're worthy of all good things, it can be because you're a Black woman and we are the best people. I know that. I know that. There's a world famous writer on this cruise right now, and she adores me. And only because I'm a Black woman, right? We had brief conversations here and there, but when that lady turns the corner and sees me, she lights up. She adores me. If you need a reason to feel worthy of all good things, that reason can be because you are a Black woman. Because we are the best people. We are the best people. It's not no, it's not Elizabeth Gilbert. There's a writer here named Heather. Let me show you. Heather Graham. She's a mystery writer, and she hosted or is hosting writing workshops on this cruise. And she listen, Heather Graham loves me. Okay, I don't even know if she knows my name. That lady loves me. We've had minimal conversation. She sees a Black woman. She's like, the rest of these people on this boat, I shouldn't speak for her, but listen, she loves me. And there's only a couple of Black women passengers on this boat. Okay? We are worthy of all good things. Okay? So that's the thing that we need to agree on to have this conversation. I think another thing we need to agree on for this conversation to be productive is that the amount of money you spend or the amount of money you have is not an indication of your value as a person. I think that there are people who see me going from 2019 YouTube Stephanie house sitting because I could not afford to exist in the world any other way. House sitting because I did not have the money to pay for a place to stay, right? They see that Stephanie and they see this Stephanie who's like, I'm on a yacht, right? And they think it means that I think I'm now better than them, more valuable than them. That's not what it means. It's just a number. Money is just a number. It's ones and zeros. It's ones and zeros, right? If I'm not a better person than you because I'm 5'9¾", if I'm not a better person than you because I am 51 and 1/3 years old, if I'm not a better person than you because my hair is this color, right? Then I'm not a better person than you because of the amount of money I spend or have or want or don't want. Maybe, and I'm going to say this, not even a better person because of the amount of money I give, because it's relative. Money is a relativity, right? Last year, we gave $25,000 as a community to a Black woman so that she could take a sabbatical. More than half of that money came directly from my account, right? About $9,000 came from you, from the sabbatical fund, right? If you do the numbers, the sabbatical fund is earning less than $9,000 a year because I don't talk about it very well. The rest of that money came from me. Does me giving whatever the difference is, $14,000? $16,000 towards the sabbatical? Does that mean I'm does it mean I'm a more valuable person? Does it mean I'm a better person than another person? Not if that relative amount of money was less, I don't want to say significant. Not if the other person who gave $50 had more, it was more of a sacrifice. A person who put $50 into that sabbatical fund, it may have been more of a sacrifice for her than from me putting $16,000 in that sabbatical fund last year, right? Money is ones and zeros. It's numbers. It's not an indication of your wealth as a person. I saved a screenshot, but I'm not the best. So the Black Boomer besties from Brooklyn 2 weeks ago really put me to shame because, man, they shared their screen and they did all kinds of things that I still don't know how to do. But I have a screenshot that I thought maybe I would share. Image file. Let's see. Sometimes I just want to show you what I'm talking about so that you know that there are people who think these ways, because I don't want you to think I'm talking out of the side of my neck. Now I realize how small that text is and that you cannot see it. But the comment about me being on this cruise was how we were truly enjoying the benefits of capitalism. And you're showing off what you have earned. This is a negative comment, so I don't have my glasses on, and I didn't memorize what it said. But the comment is something about it being terrible that I'm having such a wonderful time on this cruise, spending money that I'm earned in my business. There are real people, there are real Black women who feel like this. And if your time is surrounded by people who feel like that, then you're also going to feel like that. Or even if you don't feel like that, you're also it's going to affect you. It's going to impact you. I think it's important to be in community with people who talk about money as a real, who talk about money in reality and not just concepts of money, but like reality. What do things cost? Where does the money come from? What does that look like? So that we don't have this mysterious veneration of money. It's ones and zeros, and it doesn't have any value until you spend it. Money has no value until you use it. And you might as well use it on things that you're going to enjoy. You got to spend money on things that we have to, that we're not necessarily going to enjoy. I can't really calculate how much money I spent on car insurance, gas money, car repairs. I didn't enjoy that. Right? But I'm sure this cruise does not compare to what I spent on things I didn't enjoy. Can we spend some money on things that we do enjoy? Please and thank you. Maybe there's one more thing that we want to, no. I think our agreements are okay. Are any of these agreements totally false? Am I leading y'all down a dangerous path with these agreements? That there is no shortage of money, that I'm worthy of all good things, that you are worthy of all good things, and that the amount of money that you have or spend is not an indicator of your value as a person. Am I wrong here? Is there any place that we need to have some corrections so we can get started? Okay, let's get started. Okay. All right. Tune into frequency says, like, can we get started? Let's tune into one frequency. Hi, let's get started. Is there any? Let me know. This is the approach that I'm taking with money. Most of these approaches are relatively new to me, right? I was 41 years old when I quit my job to travel for a year. And most of this approach to money is from then or more recently, right? Back then, I probably did think that, yeah, I did spend money on things so that people would see me as a valuable or worthy person, right? When my after paycheck money was only like double digits, I carried designer purses, right? I had Coach and Dooney purses, even though after paying my bills, I got like $40 to carry me 2 weeks, paying my bills and stock in the refrigerator. I got $40 to carry me for 2 weeks. Why do I have these $600 and $800 purses? That's an external value thing. That is the thing. That was me saying, I need people to see me as a valuable person. I need these labels on me. I think. I'm not saying that's how you see your labels, your money, your purses. I'm not saying that. I'm talking about Stephanie, okay? And so there was a time when I didn't look at things that way. So how do I go from pharmacy technician making $22 an hour to a person who's like, oh, I'm on the Ritz-Carlton floating hotel at sea. It's awesome. There's the sea, right? Can you see the sea? There's my balcony and there's the sea. Number one, so the number 0 was quitting my job to travel for a year. That taught me how to put money towards a goal. And it also taught me how to put money in perspective and value my life and my experiences over hustling, grinding, whatever. Number one, I found a way to make money from anywhere in the world that doing things inside of my existing skill set that didn't require an employer. For me, it was a virtual assistant business. That virtual assistant, so I quit my job to travel for a year, but then I spent all that money traveling for that year. And before I knew about house sitting, I became a virtual assistant. Somehow, somewhere on the internet, I knew that there was this thing called a virtual assistant. You could do things for business owners or individual people or families online. They would pay you, and you didn't need a boss. You could get your own clients and cut out the middleman. For some of you, the work that you do could be done without a middleman who takes a good percentage of that, right? The work that you do for your clients on your job could be done without a middleman. My virtual assistant business was not something related to any work that I'd ever done before. It was just related to things that I liked doing, right? I liked going on Canva and making things a little prettier. I liked PDFs. I used to make fake awards for my coworkers on my job. When I worked at Barclays Bank, I spent really a really ridiculous amount of time creating and designing fake awards for my coworkers, not real awards, right? There were things that I really enjoyed doing. I liked the idea of baby graphic design, right? And so my virtual assistant business, I hung up my shingle and said, I will do this baby graphic design for you, coaches and people who have a thing in the world. Coaches and authors were my first clients, right? Inside of Exodus Summit 2024, we had a session on starting a virtual assistant business. Regina Dillard taught us how to do that. Her session leaned a little bit towards being a virtual assistant for an employer, but I was a virtual assistant for clients. I was my own boss. In Exodus Summit, you have probably come in contact with our contractors, what some people would call virtual assistants. They make their own titles. I don't know what their titles are, right? But you probably come in contact with them. We're not the bosses. We're not the employers of them. They are business owners. Frances is a business owner, and she fills specific roles for us. She manages our communities, right? Because we're shutting down the Facebook. We're moving things away from the Facebook group. We're over on Heartbeat now, which you can find at exodussummit.com/community. Those women are business owners, right? In the Exodus ASAP membership, you see Amina in there doing things. You see Elle. You used to see Raven. You see Rhonda, right? They're business owners. This is virtual assistant work. Here's a thing that I can do for money. Pay me directly, okay? I don't need an employer taking a cut. This is a thing that like accountants and whatever bookkeepers and stuff don't think about enough. Another session in Exodus Summit 2025, which would be helpful for you, is Shakira's session on part-time work for full-time pay, because she talked a lot about being a consultant or a contractor and getting really clear on what you come in and do for employers and what you don't do. Are you a consultant? Do you come in and explain to them some things that need to be fixed? Are you a contractor who does a lot of the fixing, right? How do you decide what you swoop in and do and then leave? Right? Amina's title is Community Manager and Communications Consultant. Thank you, Amina. Right? If you're in the Exodus ASAP membership, you know Amina. She's a business owner, right? She decides what she's doing, who she's doing it for, which clients she serves, right? Exodus ASAP or Exodus Summit is a client of hers, but she's in charge. This world, this virtual assistant world made me radically unemployable. After I learned that I could take my skill set and directly do that skill set for people for money without having a job act as the middleman, forget it. Forget it. Unemployable. Unemployable. Because not only do I get to decide who I work for, what work I do, we agree on a rate, the clients and I, you're as a contractor or as a virtual assistant, you decide on the rate. They pay it or they don't pay it, right? Y'all may negotiate back and forth, but you say no to things that you want to say no to. You decide when you're working and when you're not working. I'm unemployable now. And I think probably all of the women who are contractors in our world, I think they're probably unemployable at this point. Hey, Sandra. Sandra is from lack to legacy. You can't unsee freedom. You can't unfeel it either. It's a feeling. And you're not turning back. So the virtual assistant world is the thing that opened up the doors for me to stay gone. Saving money and putting it into my pot and using that money to travel for a year was how I got out. Virtual assistant work is how I stayed out. So virtual assistant is a title that people use, but some would call themselves a freelancer. Some would call themselves a whatever. I think if you're right now hearing this and you're like, oh, well, what skill set would I use to take me around the world? I know how you can find this out. And there are women in this chat who I think, with all honesty, will agree with me. And that is by attending or watching the replays. It's too late to attend, but that's by watching the replays of Exodus Summit 2025. Because if you didn't know, if you walked into Exodus Summit 2025 not knowing your thing, you left with a couple of ideas and the first steps for a couple of those ideas. You can still get the replays at exodussummit.com you can still get the replays at exodussummit.com. Women came in to teach you how to make money doing the thing that they are the expert at doing. We had a tax preparer who says you can work seasonally and make enough money to live out the rest of 4 months out of the year you work and you have enough money for the rest of the year until next tax season. The virtual assistant session, even the teaching abroad session was much more accessible or much more helpful to more women than knew it before it started. If you don't know what your skill set is, and being a native English speaker is a skill set, that can mean teaching abroad is for you, right? Getting an idea of a thing that can make money, a skill set of yours that can make your money to set you free from traditional work world, unmatched. Okay. So the first step, we talked about step 0 was getting out of the country, leaving for that year on that savings money. Step 1 for me was virtual assistant work. For you, it may not be virtual assistant work, but something like that. Amina says the tax preparer session made me think about doing that. Okay. But no, I'm just going to hire her. Okay, Amina said, I thought about it, but no, I'll just pay her to do my taxes. Yeah, so step 1 for me was that. What can I do on the internet for money so that I don't have to have a traditional job, so that I can be free in the world, so that I can be anywhere in the world? I'm on a yacht in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, and this internet is amazing. Like, I keep showing you this because I want you to see that I really am. We really are floating in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, and this internet is supercalifragilistic. There are not too many places in the world left where you can't work online from those places. There are some. Some countries have invested in high-speed internet and some have not. But okay, so that was step 1. Okay, for me, step 2 was lowering my expenses significantly. These are not necessarily in order, the order you're going to do them. Number one, what's a skill set I can do for money? And well, let's say this. Wait. Step one, what's a skill set I can do for money? Step two, how do I get clients to pay me to do that thing? I'm skipping over a very important thing. You can hang up a shingle and say I'm a virtual assistant, but who's going to pay you for that? So step two, let me write these down because I'm going to be forgetting them. Okay. One, skill set that takes me around the world. Okay. Two, how to get clients. Okay. That was number two. So I knew virtual assistant work was a thing I wanted to do. How do I get these clients? Now I'm going to tell you how I did it. This is not going to be super helpful for you today. And then I'll tell you how you can do it today. If I forget to tell you how you can do it today, remind me. But here's how I did it back then. I decided that I wanted to do these lead magnets and landing pages. Those are just the free things that people offer you when they're like when you came to Exodus Summit and they were like, if you want, I have a 12-step cheat sheet download. If you want my download, go here, enter your email address. You'll get my free download. I made those things, quizzes, PDFs, challenges, right? And I made the landing page. But how do I get clients? Back then, this is 2016, 2017, 2018, I used to join Facebook groups for the kinds of people who needed that thing. And then I would go into that group and I would teach them the importance of having that thing. And then they would pay me to make that thing, right? So we're talking probably a 40-hour work week for me. 40-hour work week back then looked like 30 hours getting a client, and then 5 to 10 hours of actually doing the client work. That's how I did it back then. Facebook groups were much more useful then. I could go into a Facebook group and be like, coaches, here's why you're not converting. Here's why your offer, whatever it was, here's why your offer is not converting, because you're not emailing people regularly to remind them that your thing exists. And so I would teach them, here's how you start an email list, right? Go into that Facebook group and teach for free. That's what I did. Spent hours and hours teaching for free. And out of that Facebook group, and then I'd be like, and then if you don't want to do all these steps for yourself, book me, I'll do it for you, right? And then somebody would be like, oh, girl, can you make this for me? I was thinking about hosting a challenge and I don't want to make the challenge. Can you make the challenge for me? Now, Facebook groups are less helpful because Facebook really, throttles how much of your stuff people see. But that's what I did in the not early 2020s, in the late 20-teens. Today, instead, I would make sure that I have a platform like a YouTube channel, like a podcast, even a paid newsletter or free newsletter where I was teaching my thing, where I could be Stephanie, the PDF lady, right? Where I could be Stephanie, the whatever. Over here, I'm Stephanie, the house sitter, right? But where I would be Stephanie who teaches you how to do this thing. And then people book me when they don't want to do it, but they know that I know how to do it because I have taught it. Latrentis just did a session inside of the Exodus ASAP membership on the LinkedIn Lunch and Learn, which is another version of this. Latrentis is a virtual assistant who has made her teaching pathway the Lunch and Learn on LinkedIn. She's a virtual assistant and she set up her thing and she says, hey, come to my Lunch and Learn online. I'm going to teach this group of people this thing. They come to the Lunch and Learn. They learn the thing. And then some of them say, now, actually, I don't want to do this. You do it for me, please. I will pay you. That's how it goes when you teach things on the internet. Some people will take that information and be very happy and pleased that you taught them the thing. And some people will be like, yeah, but I don't want to do it. Do it for me. Here's some cash, right? So Latrentis inside of the Exodus ASAP membership just did a session on the LinkedIn Lunch and Learn. But someplace here, getting clients today looks like going someplace and teaching and making content around your thing so that people who need that thing find you, come to you, become your clients. Okay? We're still on step 2. Yeah, so they also don't like selling. Shan says they don't like you selling your thing in Facebook groups. Absolutely not. So if my thing was super, because my stuff was so helpful, I never had anyone say stop selling in my group, right? Once in a travel group that was unrelated, I don't think I was even selling anything that time. I've only had one time one person say it because my stuff is helpful. One thing I know how to do is be helpful, right? I know how to give free game. And so making a really helpful post, it's hard for somebody to get mad at you about that. Now, they may have rules about what days you can do this and what days you can do that. In Facebook, it's helpful. So in the olden times, in the 2018s, it was helpful to go in and teach somewhere and then make sure that when people hovered over your name, the little preview box on Facebook made it really clear that this is a thing that you did for money. So that even if in the post, in the really helpful post, even if you never said that final line of, and if you don't want to do it for yourself, book me to do it for you, right? Even if you never said that, people can hover over your name as long as it's really clear that that's a thing you do for money. But yeah, people don't like you selling in Facebook groups. In the Exodus Summit community, we don't like it. Okay. You're not coming into the Exodus Summit community and being like, I'm a move abroad coach, come to my thing. Grow your own community. Right? We grew this community. If you can't be a community member and you can only be a billboard, if you're only a billboard, you need to be only a billboard on your own platform. Okay. I'm definitely not saying go and do that. I'm saying this is what I did. And I'm saying that I was very good at it because my stuff was amazingly helpful. And people didn't get mad at me because it was amazingly helpful. And I was a community member. I didn't just drop in and do that and leave. I answered questions under other people's comments. I know how to be in community with people on the internet, right? Answer questions on comments, be a person who's one of the community members, not just a person who comes in to create a post to get some clients and then leaves. But even if you're really good at it today, it's harder on Facebook than it used to be. You need to have your own platform. You need to have a place where you are Stephanie the house sitter. You need to have your own place where you are that thing, right? Tori the therapist. But we're on step 2. Let me look at my notes. Let me go back to my notes. Okay, so that was step 2. Number 1, get my skill set. That's going to take me around the world. For me, it was virtual assistant stuff. Step 2, learn how to get clients. Step 3, lower my expenses. And that's where house sitting comes in. I owe you all an apology who came to Exodus Summit 2025 because most of you don't know that the house sitting session is up as part of your replays. One of the reasons we extended the weekend pass replays is that the technology issues on the Hay Summit site are a pain in the butt. We know that. Okay, we're paying them very good money for it to work, and it's not working. But another reason is one of the sessions you probably don't know exists. My house sitting session is up on exodussummit.com. If you have a ticket to Exodus Summit 2025, whether it's a weekend pass or the all access pass, that session on house sitting is also there as one of the replays. It's a replay, even though it was not a live session. It's a pre-recorded session. House sitting to lower my expenses was another step on this pathway. Today, I have no problem dropping big bucks on this thing because I also know how to save $1. I know how to spend $1. I know how to save $1. And house sitting has been one of the ways I know how to save $1. Since 2017, I believe, when I didn't have the money to pay for a place to stay, I got me a house sit. I've never sat down and added up the total amount of time that I house sat, but I can tell you that there was a 12-month period where I house sat 11 out of 12 months, which means I had a free accommodation for 11 out of 12 months. Okay, lowering my cost of living, lowering my expenses, assessing my savings potential, as we learned in the summit in the Teach Abroad session, assessing that savings potential. I'm telling y'all, unemployable. Knowing how to make some money on the internet, right? How to make some money from wherever you are in the world, whether you're floating in the middle of the Atlantic, or you're in Mexico City, or you're in Lisbon, Portugal, or whatever. And knowing that your expenses can be so much lower sets you free. Set me free, okay? Let it set you free, right? How to save $1, how to spend $1. Okay, Tina B says she watched my house sitting session yesterday. It was very helpful. Okay, good. You're very welcome. Hey, Katrina. Katrina says, thanks for the extension. You're welcome. All right. So Arlene watched the house sitting session. Okay, good. We made it live, and I don't think I ever sent an email that said this session is available for you now. Okay. Make racists uncomfortable again says, listen, do not sleep on Stephanie's house sitting. Okay. I got into trusted house sitters with her guidance. Congratulations. Let's make this a way that we lower our expenses. If you're a friend to pets, you don't have to like dogs, but if you like cats or dogs or chickens or horses or fish, right? If you are a friend to animals, house sitting should be in your repertoire. Okay? Believe me, you can house sit with children, you can house sit with pets, you can house sit with parents and spouses. Your house sitting clients are just human people who want to go on vacation and they want their pet to stay home. Right? They want to go on vacation. They don't want to have to board their pet. Right? They're just human people. Y'all, whatever y'all can agree on, y'all agree on. Right? If you agree on you bringing your little dog to the house sit too, they all agree on that. If y'all agree on them, on your children coming to the house sit, then y'all agree on that. They're just people. They're just people. They're individual people. You say, I house sit with my children age blank and blank who like dogs or whatever. Y'all agree on it? It's agreed. You're welcome, Aisha. You're welcome for that. Yeah. So the technology problems we cannot control. We pay Hey Summit to be on their platform. And then you can't log in, right? If you're anyone who's still having problems, you email hello@exodussummit.com. We're helping each person individually make sure that you get on the platform and make sure that you make sure that you're on the platform, make sure that you can watch the replays, make sure that you can upgrade if you want to upgrade. If you're having problems, go ahead and email hello@exodussummit.com, okay? We're making sure that you can do it, that you can watch it. Number 3, lowering my expenses. Okay. Okay, so we talked about virtual assistant work. I think number 4 for me is finding, yes, country matchmaking session is tomorrow. Yes. And yes, the extension for the weekend passers, the extension is through the 7th of November. It cuts off as soon as it becomes November 8th in New York City. Okay. Until the 8th or through the 7th. Okay. So step number 4 is, so I don't do virtual assistant work anymore. So what was my transition out of that? My YouTube channel on sabbaticals and house sitting and moving abroad and bopping around the world started to pay me some money. But more importantly, my YouTube channel created community around this thing. It took me from Stephanie who does these things to Stephanie who teaches these things and has community around these things, and then who has offers related to these things. So next, I'm going to put in here, not all of you need a community, right? if you're business to business, if you're B2B, you may not need a community. You might want a community. Like I said, I was in quite a few Facebook communities for business owners, for coaches, for authors. You don't necessarily need it, but we'll put this step in, okay? That is creating community around your thing. This is an optional step, optional. But yeah, another, creating community. There's enough teaching, or there's enough. The community is the thing that will make you stand out, right? It's the community. The community is the thing that will help people gravitate towards you. A lot of people teach house sitting, right? You haven't heard them yet because some of them aren't good at YouTube or good at whatever, right? I was good at YouTube, or I became good. I've gotten good at YouTube. There are people who teach anything that I teach, anything that any woman in this community teaches. Someone else teaches that thing. The difference maker is often having community around that thing. Now, in Exodus Summit 2025, Arlen Hamilton talked about the pathway of having a free community that leads to your paid offer. That is one way. Now, for years and years, we had a free community. The Exodus Summit community was free. It's now a $1 community, right? I would still put that in the free category. It's $1 one time. It's not $1 a month. It's not $1 a year. It's just $1 one time. That community at exodussummit.com/community, I would still put in the free category. A good percentage of the women in the Exodus Summit community then attend Exodus Summit, our annual event, which is not free, right? It's not free. And so community is a way for people who are interested in your thing to see how you operate, to see how you teach, to see what your people are like, see what your, like we started this off with my philosophy on money, see what your philosophy is, and then decide if they want to work with you further. Community also helps to make your thing more fun. Sometimes in the online business world, it's really easy to get stuck in business mode and not enjoy what you do anymore. And your community can help make it more fun. Your community is also a way for you to see what is happening, see the feedback, see the results. See, is this working? Right? And when you see that it's working, have a place for people to tell you it's working. So just now we've had a couple of women say, Stephanie, I'm house sitting. Thank you. Right? I'm house sitting. You've been talking about it on YouTube. I did what you said. I'm house sitting now. Thank you for that. Right? A community is another place for people to do that, to share that feedback with you, because it can be really maybe discouraging to keep going when you don't know what the successes are. So this is why when someone says a comment like, can I put this back on the screen? When someone says a comment like, add to stage, like, you're doing some hope, you're just selling hope, right? This makes it easy to brush that off. I'm not saying I easily brush this comment off. Okay, but it's easier to brush it off. I clearly didn't totally brush it off because I took a screenshot of it and I'm spending my valuable time with you talking about this comment, right? But it makes it easier to brush it off when people be like, you know what, that thing that you did, it was helpful. Add that into my little memory bank, right? That's another coin in my piggy bank, another memory, another keep going encouragement. So having a community is really helpful in that world. Having a community gives you a place for people to be like, that thing you taught, you were right. It was helpful. Here's the result. Girl, so Rashida and I have been on our vacation. We go into the Heartbeat community yesterday or the day before, and 2 different women landed in Spain with their children. So this is a community that may have a reputation for being for solo women only. But we had 2 different women inside of our heartbeat community land in different cities in Spain within 24 hours with their school-aged children. I think they're both school-aged kids, right? This is having this community means that women get help, even if it's not from us. Because Rashida and I individually cannot help you plan this move abroad with your kids. What we can do is bring in people who can help you, right? What we can do is create a community where women who have solved this problem are sharing their solutions, sharing their setbacks, sharing their steps, right? What we do is we can create a community so that people can learn more than what we alone can teach. So we're putting community on here as step 4. It's optional, but I recommend it. You're going to like what you do better. Unless you're business to business, unless you're only serving business owners, you may or may not want a community if you're serving business owners. But if you're serving individuals, if your business is giving individuals some sort of transformation, a community is a wonderful thing to have. Arlen Hamilton's session in Exodus Summit 2025 was about community. And again, her pathway is a free community to a high ticket offer, to an offer that costs good money. But I think it's also okay to have a paid community, right? There may not be a more high ticket thing. The community itself is worth money. If people say it is, right? If people are willing to join your community for money, it's worth money. And you may not need a thing on the end, right? It may just be that. That may just be your money generator. The community itself can be the money generator. People will pay for community and connection and support, right? Okay. So I don't like that. Hi, Kemi says, sell me hope. Because the opposite is not good. But that's absolutely not what we do. That classes were tangible. Then women are getting results. Women who came to Exodus Summit 2025 are getting results. It's not hope. It's not inspiration. The hope is free. I'll give you hope all day for free. I'm asking you in the Exodus Summit, we ask you to put down a good amount of money to come to Exodus Summit or to watch the replays. That's not hope. That's not to give you hope. We're not charging you for hope. Believe me, we're not charging you for hope. You get tangible results. You get steps, actionable sessions. The worst part about that comment is that on the same, this was a comment underneath a post on YouTube, a YouTube post. And that post was a carousel post. And there were 3, one of them was a picture of Rashida and me on this yacht. But the other 2 pictures were actual testimonials from women who paid to attend the summit. Right? So we're not selling hope because you read the testimonials. One testimonial says, this is my first summit. I'm blown away. This was amazing, not just inspiration, but actionable in all caps. Y'all are getting us out in all caps and paid in all caps, right? So that's a reason that irked me, because we don't do inspiration. We don't do hope, not for money. Be here, right? Get your inspiration on this YouTube channel. YouTube is free. Get your inspiration here. Get your hope here, right? That's why I keep showing the view. I keep showing you the water, the ocean. I keep showing that to you. Get your hope and your inspiration for free. Absolutely pay for actionable steps, okay? That's the thing to take with you, okay? Take that with you. Take that with you in your life. She wasn't a bot. I looked at her YouTube channel, and actually, wouldn't you know, on her YouTube channel, she sells a newsletter. She has a paid newsletter, right? So already. I'll read you my reply. Can I read my... Wait, do I know how to find it? I'll read my reply. Well, I guess, listen, I'm not above a little tit for tat or a little whatever. My reply, we don't sell hope or inspiration. If you were there, you would have known that. I see from your page, you have a newsletter that people pay for, correct? Black women's transformational work deserves financial compensation. Signed, Stephanie. I also wanted to add, I wish I may still go back and edit it, right? Because also, show me one white man's video you commented that under. Show me one time. Show me one time you had a problem with a white man making and spending money. Once. Show me one. One. I know Exodus Summit is transformational. It costs money. Okay. Exodus ASAP is life changing. Our monthly membership is life changing. It costs money. Okay. It's worth the money. I think enough of us expecting Black women to give and give till it hurts without any financial compensation. If it's worth money, charge money for it. That's you. That's for you. That's a message for you. If it's worth money, if there is some value to it, charge money for it. Right? If what you're hearing is people who have this comment, this first comment about, like selling hope and spending the money, whatever. If you're hearing that, it just means you're not in community with your people. Get in connection with your people who get it. Because there's people who get it. You're in the chat right now. You see there's Black women who get it. Get in community with those people. There are people that you're going to have to leave behind. And there are also people you're just going to have to tune out. You may not leave them behind, but you're not going to listen to them about this particular thing. I'm not listening to you about this particular thing. Right? But you need to be in community with people who are into what you're into, who have made these agreements that we've made. Some of you, hello friends. If you didn't join us today, we started this conversation with 4 agreements, 4 things that we could all agree on before we talked about money. Number 1, there is no shortage of money in the world. Number 2, I am worthy of all good things. Number 3, you are worthy of all good things. I don't know why I broke that down, but I think it's funny. I guess because I like number 4 and 8 more than I like 3 and 6. Number 4, the amount of money you have or the amount of money you spend is not an indication of your value as a person. There are people who will not agree to those things. There are people who will not agree to those things. You don't want their messaging to override the messaging that you know is right. And that means you have to be in community with people who agree with these things. I think that joining the Exodus Summit community is the way that you do that. I think that being a subscriber on this YouTube channel is the way that you do that. I think that you're going to hear enough of the other message. Black women hear enough of that. Every single one of you, I know this, every single one of you knows a Black woman who worked herself to death. Every single one of you knows a Black woman who, if she had been compensated according to the transformation, the value, the help that she was giving, she would be alive today. Everybody knows her. And so we're going to break every chain, okay? Let's break every change. Make every change. So, hey, Dr. Kimani. So, instead of letting the voice of people who don't get you drown you out, right? Instead of letting those voices be the loudest voices, let's get in community with people who are on our side. ExodusSummit.com/community. That's where I would start. And also subscribe to this YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe button. We talk about money relatively often because, as I've said, money is not an indicator of your value as a person. It is a tool that we need to live. It's a tool, a resource that we need in order to live our lives today under the economic systems that we've set up or people have set up. that we need to live under. We do need money to live. So we talk about money over here. Okay. Okay. Thank you. So step 4 was create community. Step 1, skill set that'll take you around the world. You don't have to know that it'll take you around the world, but you should know that somebody will pay you for it, right? And then you go to Rashida's session from Exodus Summit 2025, where she helps you calculate your monthly needs for different places in the world. And then you'll see your skill set will take you around the world, but you don't know it yet because you don't know what around the world costs. You don't know what other places cost. Number 1, skill set that'll take you around the world. Number 2, how do you get clients to do that thing? Learn how to get clients. Number 3, lower your expenses if you want. All of these are that's optional. Lower your expenses. Number 4, create community around that thing. And then number 5, have a way for, in the online business world, we call it a sales funnel. Have a way for people in your world. If you're teaching on YouTube, if you have a podcast, have a way for people to then become your paid clients. A lot of people are missing this. They have a paid offer and they do some free talking, some free teaching, some free coaching, some free interviewing, but they don't have a real pathway for people to become their paid clients. Have that, please. Okay. Have that. So in the house sitting world, so quite a few women here have mentioned me being a house sitting coach and having a thing called House Sitter School. So I have this YouTube channel. I talk about house sitting here on this channel, and then I'll be a guest on your YouTube channel when you invite me. And I talk about house sitting on other platforms. That's how new people learn about house sitting, from YouTube, from podcasts, from newsletter swaps, right? People learn about house sitting. And then I say, here's my free download, housesit.vicarious.com/toolkit. I get my new house sitter toolkit. Now I can talk to you about house sitting some more. And you can sign up for House Sitter School if you need it. House Sitter School is not a thing that you need in order to start house sitting. But some people want extra support. And a lot of us in the coaching space, our thing is for people who need extra support. There aren't too many things you can't learn on your own. Today, there's not too much you can't Google and learn. But how many hours is it going to take you? And how much false information are you going to have to sift through? And how much outdated information? How much information that applies to them and not you? How much information that does not take your differences into account? I'm a Black woman. House sitting in some neighborhoods looks a little different. How do I navigate that, right? So these are things that digital downloads, digital products, courses, memberships can take into account and can give to people for money, right? In exchange for money. So number 5 was sales funnel. That sounds cold and impersonal. And funnel is really the wrong way to think about it anyway, because a funnel takes everything and puts it into a new space. But you're not taking every YouTube subscriber of mine did not come to Exodus Summit 2025. It's not a funnel. More people fall through than come all the way to the thing. So it's more like a sifter, but people won't like that. People don't like that imagery, but it's more like a sifter. It sifts out the people who aren't willing to put money down on the thing, right? There are plenty of problems in my life that I'm not willing to pay to solve. There are problems where I'm like, take my money and fix it. Fix it. Fix it. Take my money. Fix it for me, or show me how to fix it, or get me and connect me with other people who know how to fix it. And then there are other problems where I'm like, I'm not spending money on that. I'm not doing that, right? So there's a sifter. Sifts out people who aren't interested, sifts out people who won't pay, sifts out people who don't like you, right? Who want to solve the problem, but don't want you to be the one to solve it because they don't like you. That's fine, right? Sifts out people, and you end up with people who are like, leg out. Okay? It sifts out the people who don't want to take action. Some people don't want to solve the problem because they don't want to do the action required to solve the problem. Some people don't want to spend the money to solve the problem. Some people don't have the vision that it's a problem that is solvable. You have a sifter. In the business world, they call this a sales funnel. And this moves, and then you end up with the people who are like, go time, go time. Right? Rashida and I spent some time looking at the surveys from Exodus Summit 2025 and Exodus ASAP. Exodus ASAP is now 1 year old. And so Exodus ASAP is our membership, now 1 year old. And what we found in Exodus ASAP was like 37%. Yeah, 37% of Exodus ASAP members complete their Exodus before their membership period ends. Now, I should know the average membership period. I'm going to guess the average membership period is 90 days. We priced Exodus ASAP for people to come in and learn and then leave the membership. It's not priced as in set it and forget it. It's not Netflix priced where you see it come out of your account every month and you're like, oh, well, right? It's priced like either I'm working on this thing or I'm leaving this membership, right? And so it surprised me that so far, 37% of the women who took our exit survey report that they've completed their exodus while they were in the membership. Our funnel ended with some action takers, right? Some women who were ready to be on the move. I think a lot of people think that you do something like Exodus ASAP when you're ready to go, when really it helps accelerate or speed up your move abroad, right? But funnels, we're talking funnels. We're talking a way, a sales, a pathway for people, a pathway. If you have this community, whether it's paid or free, do you have a pathway for your other paid, or do you have a pathway for any of your paid stuff? Do you have a way for people to know about it, join it, use it, get successes, give you testimonials? That's how I'm here now, right? From virtual assistant to coach and co-founder of Exodus Summit. It's a matter of what is a thing that I can help people do? What is a transformation I can help Black women get? And what is the easiest way for me to present this to her? Not the hardest way. House sitting, I think, is life-changing. I didn't go and create a house sitting platform. Let me go and find some people with pets, and let me go find some people who want to house sit, and let me make a whole house sitting platform. No, I didn't. House Sitter School is like, here's a platform I like to use, and here's how you get your profile set up. If you don't feel comfortable setting up a house sitter profile and getting your first clients when you don't have any reviews yet, if you don't feel comfortable, House Sitter School will help you with that. What is the easiest thing that I can do to get Black women from I'm not house sitting to I'm house sitting? What's the easiest thing? What's the easiest transformation? Okay, so that's the answer. So that's how I went from $22 an hour to living my yacht life dreams. This is not the culmination of my yacht life dream. Although I am less inclined now to feel like I have to have a yacht when I know you can just get on a yacht when you feel like it. I am less inclined after my second crossing with the Ritz-Carlton, my second crossing in a Ritz-Carlton luxury yacht. I am now less inclined in the future, if I should fall upon millions of dollars, I'm now less inclined, I think, to need my own yacht. But it's real nice to be on here. It's real nice to have yacht level service. There's not a whole lot of passengers on here. There's way more staff and crew than there are passengers. I think it's like 3 to 1, 3 or 4 to 1, 3.5 to 1, literally. There's almost 400 staff and crew, and there's like 100 passengers. So it's pretty nice. And it's a big old, this yacht is bigger than the first one. This yacht, the Ilma, is bigger than the Evrima. So there are times when, you're just a lady on a yacht with the crew. There are times when that bring people out, so that when the band performs, or the crew, the band, when the band performs, you see more people. I see people, I'm like, I haven't seen you. We've been on the ocean for 8 days. How is this the first time I'm seeing you? Right? There are things that bring people out, but there are other times when I, just walk into the laundry room. I don't see anybody, any other passenger, right? It's just crews. Good morning, Stephanie. Good morning, Mrs. Perry. They call you Mrs. Perry. Good morning, Mrs. Perry. Good morning, Stephanie. Good morning, Miss Stephanie. Where's best friend? Is best friend sleeping? There are times when it feels like that. I'm a water person, and it feels really wonderful to be out on the water for days and days and days, and not have to get off the boat and go to this excursion on this island or whatever. Just to be on the water, rocking on the water. It feels good. This is my life. This is the life for me. I know there are people who would hate a 14-day crossing where you only see land for 3 days, or you only visit we're only visiting 3 places. Day 2, and then day 11 and 12, or 12 and 13, maybe. Day 2, and then day 12 and 13, I think. The rest of the time, listen, all I see, this all we ain't seen land. We have not seen land. This is all I see over and over. And if I like it. I like it. I know there are people who would hate it. But I'm like, this is the life. This is the life for me. It feels amazing to be able to enjoy it. It feels amazing to say, I want to do it, and then just do it. I think that the ability to see money as just money has been really helpful in this thing. Because there are plenty of people who would have who have the money to do it. There are Black women who have the money to do it and will never do it. Will never spend the money on the thing that is their dream. Because everybody else is telling her, how dare you? Everybody else's message to her is, how dare you? There are some of you today who have a dream. It may not be this, right? But you have some dream that requires some money, a dream that requires financial investment, financial put down, right? Throwing some money out. Some of you will not do it because you've been told over and over and over again, how dare you? Who do you think you are? Meanwhile, other people are out there living. When you can see that money is not an indicator of your value as a person, it's just ones and zeros. It's just numbers. It's money. When you see money as not an indicator of your value as a person, it makes it easier to say, I want this thing. Here's how I'm going to get the money to do this thing. And then I'm actually going to spend the money to do this thing. Right? How do you calculate how to get the money to do a thing? It's a math problem. So Exodus ASAP is $247 per month, right? If I needed to pay for this out of Exodus ASAP money, I have multiple income rivers, all related to being a house sitter. My income rivers are all related to house sitting, but there's a handful of them, right? My YouTube channel is monetized, House Sitter School, Exodus Summit, Exodus ASAP. I do individual coaching. I sell merch, right? There's t-shirts and stuff. Depending on where you are in the world, you may see some t-shirts right here on YouTube, right? I have income rivers. The t-shirt money is a trickle, but and that money goes to the membership anyway. That money goes to the sabbatical fund anyway. But it's a calculation. So let's say you wake up and you decide that you want to take a $9,000 cruise because you want to. It's a money problem. It's a math problem. $9,000 divided by $247. You would need. That doesn't even look right. I got to do that again because that doesn't even look right. If you charge $247 for your thing and you need $9,000, how many do you know how many sales you need to make? I'll do that again and again. Divided by 247, 36.4 sales. You need an additional 36.4 sales of your service or your product if you're charging $247. It's a math problem. Sharonda, who is the tax preparer, money is just a measure of exchange. It's just a measurement. It's a proportion. It's not your value. If you charge $247 for your thing, you need 36.43 more students in your thing to take a $9,000 cruise. The things that you want in your life that sounds very doable. I did that calculation 5 times because I didn't think it was going to be that small. If you charge $250, you need an extra 36 people to take a $9,000 cruise to live your life, live your dreams. It's all a math problem. It's not a matter of your value. It's a matter of you understanding that you have value, regardless of what that number is. Regardless of what your bank statement says you have, regardless of your salary, regardless of what you charge in your business, understanding you have value, understanding you're deserving of good things, understanding that the things that you have, your dreams, are yours. They're personal to you, and they're there for a reason. And then sitting down and doing the math, because that's a crazy low number. An extra 36, right? Imagine you're going to take a year to pay for the cruise. 3 extra students every month, and you're on a luxury cruise? Okay, girl. Sleep on it if you want to. Okay. Some of y'all are doing things that are much more pricey than $247. That means fewer students. The session in Exodus Summit on high ticket coaching, she was like, here's how you get a $4,000 or a $5,000 coaching client, right? 2 new clients, 2 extra clients. 2 extra clients every year. And you have a luxury experience for 2 weeks on the water. Now, I don't think I paid $9,000. I think I paid more than that, but I don't know how much I paid. There's a problem with me. Okay. One thing about me, because I don't think money is real. It's just a number. If I got it, I spend it. If I have $20, I'm spending $20. So I think we paid more than $9,000 per room for this cruise. I think we did. But I do think there is a $9,000 Ritz-Carlton experience. I think there is a $9,000 Ritz-Carlton room on this boat. I think there's a $9,000 room on this boat. I paid more than that. My room's not humongous, but it's a junior suite. So I'm on the sofa, I'm on the little settee. And then our balcony is much bigger my balcony is significantly bigger than the balcony that I had last year. So I think that there are less expensive rooms on this boat. But I think I didn't pay that. I think I paid more than $9,000. One day I'll look. But I have instead of money trauma, I have the opposite. I have money. What's the opposite of trauma? I'm like, it's coming. I'll make the money. Okay. It's no problem. Spend it. Spend the money. Spend the money. It's coming. So I seriously don't know, but I do know that there is a suite on here that's $9,000. This is the type of math I can understand. What do you charge for your thing? What is the thing that you want? The thing to do for you? How much of those things do you need to do to get the money you need for your dream thing? Bring out the calculators. Oh, LaRonda says she's had 2 people in her life say, "How dare you?" to me. My response was, "How dare you? How dare you? How dare me?" Yeah. That LaRonda knows herself, and LaRonda knows what she wants for herself, for her life, for her business, and she's on it. Some of us need some more examples or experiences so that we can be there. right? Some of us need more experiences of, I don't care about your how dare yous. I'm living my life. It's always helpful to see more Black women taking their own agency. I love the word agency, right? It's wonderful to see Black women exerting agency over their lives. I decide. I decide. I decide what I value and what I don't value. I decide what's important to me. I decide where I sacrifice and where I don't sacrifice. Money, peace, money, joy, money, abundance. Thank you. Yes to those things. There's no shortage of money, money manifestation. There is no shortage of money. There is a money hoarding problem. There's no money shortage. If anybody should live a good life, it should be Black women. Because we're the best people. I've been around the world. I haven't been to every place in the world, but I've been around the world, and we're the best people. Who should have a better life than us? Permission to leave says it's just math. Thank you for inspiring us to take agency over our lives and live our dreams. That's all I want, right? That's all I want. No matter what the focus is of this channel, that's always the end goal. Whether we're talking house sitting, we're talking sabbaticals, we're talking moving abroad, we're talking starting a business, whatever it is, that's the end goal. Live your dreams. Some of you don't need to make another dollar to live your dream, but you don't know it yet because you don't have your calculator out. You didn't do the math. Rashida's session set some women free during Exodus Summit 2025 when she did the relocation math and they saw how to calculate what their cost of living would be in another place. And they were like, oh, party done. I'm moving, okay? Get your portion. There's no shortage. There is an abundance. There is an abundance of money. You get yours and then put it to use. Get yours, put it to use for you. Money has no value until you spend it. If you don't believe me, keep it in your account and watch it go up and down. You didn't touch it. You didn't touch it. Put that money in your Fidelity account, in your Vanguard account, and watch. This month is worth this. This month is, you didn't touch that money because it doesn't have any value until you spend it. Travel Gal, Rashida's session set me free. I was in the chat. For a lot of Exodus Summit, I'm doing two things at once. While the session is happening, I also need to do this thing, fix this coupon code, send this whatever, reply to this thing, prepare my own session, right? But for Rashida's session, I got to be in the chat. My session was already done. It was on day 2. Rashida's session, I think, was on day 2 of the summit when the inboxes quieted down. Our tech problems were a little less tech problem-y, right? And I was in the chat during Rashida's session and I saw the light bulb turn on. It's an amazing thing to see. I saw the light bulb turn on for Black women, for the women who were at Exodus Summit 2025. Her session was called Relocation Math, and you can watch the replay at exodussummit.com. If you want to buy your replay ticket, you can do that right now. I saw that light bulb turn on. It's such a wonderful thing to see. This is why I say teaching and talking your talk, it feels so good. When people say, how dare you charge money for your thing? It's because you see the transformation. I see it. You see the transformation. That's how dare I. I'm charging money because it's worth money. That changed somebody's life. There's not a session in Exodus Summit 2025 that hasn't changed somebody's life already. And the summit just ended a couple weeks ago, right? There's no session that's not going to continue to change lives as women watch the replays or purchase the replay tickets. There's not a session that's not going to be amazing. And so we already knew. We already knew that. Wasade, hi, says new here. Hi, welcome. Yeah, right. Getting support, Travel Gal says the website links she provided were mind-blowing. Getting in community with somebody who knows some stuff, right? Paying for coaching with somebody who knows some stuff will give you all of the shortcuts, will give you all of the easier path, right? You could do things walking up a path, a hilly path, or you could find somebody. So we were just in Greece before we got on this ship. We went to Greece and then we went to Lisbon, Portugal, and then we got on this yacht. Before we got on the yacht, we were in Greece, and there was this beautiful beach that they told us we had to go see. We had a rental car. And the man at the rental car agency, he was like, well, you got the car, you're going to drive up the hill, up the mountain. It would really be, it's easier to just get on a boat and sail to the beach. But we didn't get on a boat and sail to the beach. Girl, we drove up the most scariest mountain, up and up and up and around. And there's goats. There's just goats and sheep on the road. And you got to go so slow. Whereas we could have gotten on a boat and sailed to the beach. Now, we drive up the mountain to this place with this beautiful lookout down at the beautiful beach. But there were so many steps to go down to the beach, we never went down. We still didn't get to the beach. We still didn't get to the beach. Drive up, drive up for probably half an hour of driving up a mountain. And then you get out of the car and you look down at the beach. But I don't want to walk. Neither one of us wanted to walk down to get to the beach, because then you got to walk back up to get to the car. He said, get on a boat and sail to this beach. Some of you, friends, are determined to drive up the mountain and then walk down the mountain and then walk up the mountain when you can just go to Exodus Summit 2025 and sail to the beach. Right? We never got to it. It looked beautiful, and the people were like, the water is warm. They said the water was warmer than where we had been staying. We got in the water in the ocean, but it was cold. They said the water was warm and the sand was beautiful and whatever. We don't know. We'll never know. We'll never know what that beach felt like on Crete. And the lady was like, it's even because it's more salty, and so you don't even have to know how to float. Anybody can just float in this water. We'll never know. Because we came up the rough side of the mountain. We came up the rough side of the mountain. Didn't even get to enjoy the end result. That's you. Okay? That's you. Get on that boat, sail to the beach, enjoy the beach. This is a thing that Exodus Summit 2025 does. Every speaker's goal is to give you the easy path, the easy button, right? And so if you don't have your replays, get your replays so you can get on the boat. ExodusSummit.com. The sessions were, there was a session on virtual assistant work. There was a session on teaching abroad, including whether you're a teacher or not, whether you have a degree or not. There was a session on tax preparer. There was a session on starting a consulting business. There was a session on freelance writing. My session was on YouTube as a way to get clients. There was a session on relocation math. There was a session on tax advantages of being an expat, tax advantages of leaving the country. There was a session on trading and investing. There was a session on living on dividends, getting dividends and living on the dividends. There was a session on doing the relocation math. How much do you actually need in this new place? There was a session on memberships and community. There was a session on high ticket coaching, right? High ticket coaching. I think that's the best I've ever done it. Naming the sessions by heart. I don't think I did all of them. And there was a session on OnlyFans. I'm going to go ahead and look it up. The women who came to teach at Exodus Summit 2025 want you to make money that way, right? They know how to make money that way. They want you to make money that way. And they came to teach you how to make money that way. There was a session on LinkedIn for job search. If you want a remote job, or maybe not a remote job, LinkedIn for job search. And also it would have been very helpful for client getting too. If you need to get clients, LinkedIn is a place you also want to be. There was a session on negotiating. That's what I'm forgetting. Negotiating. Jacqueline's session on negotiating better pay and better benefits. Simple certifications to get you remote work. There was a session on what certifications you can get easily in hours, right? Not in months, not in years, in hours, that will help you be more hireable is not the word, but maybe hireable, help you be more competitive in the job search world. Oh, and then Daisha Kennedy did a session on rebuilding your relationship with money. If there's, as we've said, there's no amount of money in the world that will feel like enough if you don't have a good relationship with money. Yeah, okay, I did a good job of naming them. So those are the sessions that happened in Exodus Summit 2025, and you can get your replays at exodussummit.com. Thank you, Sharonda. You can get your replays at exodussummit.com. If you have the weekend pass, you probably saw the email, I hope, that said we extended the weekend pass for 1 week. For those of you whose weekend pass was going to expire on October 31st. Some of you got the weekend pass afterwards, and so your dates don't change. But those of you whose weekend pass is supposed to expire on October 31st, you have 1 more week. 1 week added on. 1 week added on. Oh, look at this. Dr. D. Bell. I already opened my course on school, which is one of the things that Arlen Hamilton talked to us about, and published my first YouTube video as a sales tool. Congratulations, both based on information I gained at Exodus Summit with women I met in the salon. I learned so much. Wonderful. Congratulations. Way to make progress. Way to put what you learn to use, right? We don't want to just keep learning and learning. We want to put it to use. Well done, Dr. D. Bell. Well done. Okay, so June, I need a pathway. I've laid it out. Go ahead and start from the beginning if you need to on this video. I've laid out our pathway to going from I have a traditional job that tells me where I need to be and it's not funding my dreams to I'm living my dreams. I laid out the pathway and that I'll give you a quick synopsis. So we have to go into this with some understandings. Number 1, there's no shortage of money. Number 2, you're worthy of all good things. Number 3, I'm worthy of all good things. Number 4, the amount of money you have or the amount of money you spend is not an indication of your value as a person. Understanding these things, my pathway to going from $22 an hour to sailing on a yacht in the Atlantic for 2 weeks is finding a skill set that will take me around the world, learning how to get clients to do that thing for, lowering my expenses. For me, that included house sitting, pet sitting, creating community, and developing a sales funnel. I wrote 6, but I don't think I said a 6, right? I don't think I had a 6. I wrote down 6, but just the number 6, no words. So I don't think I had a 6. That's it, right? That's it. That's the difference for me. That's the difference between I have a job at a pharmacy and I take vacations, right? I take my 2 or 3 weeks vacation every year to girl. I haven't been in my house for a month. Oh, I need to holler at Mimi. Hi, Mimi, if you're here. That's the difference, right? That's the difference maker. Some of the things that take me around the world, my skill sets that I have the skills that I have today that make me money are things. Some of it is things I already knew, and some of it is things that I sat down and learned. I didn't know how to make a YouTube video. I definitely didn't know how to make a good YouTube video and a good YouTube channel, but I sat down and I learned it. I didn't know I may have known how to decorate a PDF so that it would look pretty, but I didn't know how to make a PDF that would actually be helpful to coaches. I didn't know how to put up a landing page for people to sign up for it. I learned how to do those things, right? Skillshare and YouTube videos, or another summit. There might be a whole summit on how to do those things, right? I learned how to do them, and then I put them to practice in my life. Let's say, I think I do need to add a number 6. I think we do need to add a number 6, because hiding your light under a bushel is not the pathway to the money. We already talked about community, and we talked about how to get clients, but I think we also need a number on here that is just being unhumble. I'm gonna make number 6 be unhumble. Okay? Let's make number 6 be unhumble. Because I could have done all of these things, but still not truly been able to express to you or explain to you how helpful my stuff is or how good my stuff is. And I think that's a thing that gets in the way of some people. Some women already have a good offer, and they have a good community, and they have a good sales funnel to get, or sifter to get people into their offer, their paid thing, but they're too humble about it. So we're going to add in number 6, unhumble yourself. How can you learn to do? Is this, if this question is for this part, you may, some of you are behind, but I'm going to assume clase Spanish for all. I'm going to assume, okay, good. She says unhumble. Okay. I was going to assume that this is what you were talking about. I think that this is an experience or a muscle thing. I think it's a matter of flexing this muscle and growing this muscle, the unhumble muscle, my thing has value muscle. I think because we've got decades of history and of experience in our lives telling us Black women are supposed to be so humble, I think you need to build that muscle a rep at a time, a day at a time, right? A conversation at a time, a YouTube video at a time, a newsletter at a time, a testimonial share at a time. One thing Exodus Summit's Instagram is doing right now is telling you how awesome Exodus Summit 2025 was. Okay. Ain't no humility. Now, our posts have been actual verbatim testimonials from women who filled out our survey, but we could be humble about it and never mention it again. We could not even send a survey. And if we do send a survey, that could be and you could never hear what happens on the survey. But instead, on the Exodus Summit Instagram, which you can find at Exodus Summit, we've been telling you how awesome it was. There are people who need to hear from other people to know that your thing is for them. Some people will go on their own intuition. Some people know that they have good discernment, and they'll hear you talk at a conference on your YouTube channel, on someone else's YouTube channel, and they'll be like, she's the one who can teach me. But there are other people who need to hear other people's experiences of working with you. So collect data, surveys, testimonials, and share the data, the surveys, the testimonials. That is a way to unhumble yourself. Another is, I think, to see what other people, and by this I mean white dudes, see what these white dudes are out here doing, and look objectively at how much better you are than them, but how much better they sound when they talk about their thing than you. Right? They will talk about their thing like they are Superman and Clark Kent, Kal-El in one. And then you look at what they actually know, what they actually do, and you realize that you're so much better than them. Some of it is hearing what they say. But it really is it's a muscle. It's a thing that you need to do over and over again. You need to talk about how transformative how helpful your thing is over and over. And it gets easier. It gets easier. It's a muscle. I've never really been I've never been cursed with humility like that. But I have seen humble people be able, formerly humble, women formerly known as humble. I have seen them be able to say, here's the phenomenal value that I provide that you're not going to get anywhere else. Yeah, high five. They're excellent at setting a false reality. Girl, they just be, you be looking like, well, if he can talk about his stuff like this, I need to get better at it. I don't mind being fueled by the negative. Sometimes you get fueled by the negative, and sometimes that negative is Chad is out here loud and wrong. I need to be louder. I know I'm right, but I need to be louder because Chad is out here loud and wrong. I don't mind that being one of your engines, one of the things that drives you, one of the reasons that you're like, okay, I got to unhumble myself. Okay. F this humility. Let me just say it plain. Sometimes it's a matter of looking at what other people are doing, how much better you are than them at this thing, and then saying, if I don't speak up, everybody gonna be with Chad, messed up, learning the wrong thing, not knowing anything, as opposed to working with me, getting positive results. Yeah. Lisa Rita says, I get fueled by seeing dumb stuff all the time. All the time. Let it, it's okay to let that fuel you. It's okay. Let that fuel you. Because if you don't speak up, that's who we're going to end up with. That's the path we're going to end up taking. Speak up. It gets easier with time. Testimonials are really like the answer. Getting some good testimonials, having someone say, this is how this helped me, will make it easier and easier every time for you to be unhumble about your stuff. But you don't get the testimonials until you unhumble yourself enough to tell people what could happen, right? You got to get the testimonials to you got to get the transformation for people to get the testimonials. And in order to get the transformation from people, you need to be able to talk about your stuff. And you need to be able to talk about it unhumbly. Realistically, right? I'm not talking about false claims, but I'm talking about seriously, here is the transformation I give you. You have to be able to do that. And it is a muscle. It's a muscle. Kim says, Dan out here loud, confident, cocky, not saying nothing. Ain't saying nothing. Everybody gonna end up with Dan and Chad if you don't speak up. Speak up. It gets easier. It's okay for it to be really scary. It's okay for it to be really scary. I think that's another problem, that we think that if we're afraid of something, that means we don't do it. No, it's okay for it to be really scary for you to make a YouTube video, or to be a guest on someone's platform, or to pitch to be a guest somewhere. It's okay for that to be super scary. Still do it. Okay? We still do it. Shy to go through with it. If you're a person who can be motivated in this way, I think we should all know a kind of thing that can push our buttons. Set a financial goal that you cannot achieve unless you get that offer out in the world. I'm a person who can be motivated like that. Not everybody can, I think, but set a financial goal that you cannot achieve unless you get that thing out in the world, and then get it out in the world. Everything is scary the first time. We have a misconception. There's a big lie out there that we need confidence in order to take action. But you don't. You don't need confidence. You don't even get confidence until after you take action. You don't get confidence until after you take the action. You don't need confidence. It's okay to be super duper scared. You'd be a little less scared every time. You don't need confidence. I heard Ashley Al-Sharay on Instagram one day. She was just so mad. She's a career coach. She's a career coach. And she was so mad on Instagram one day. She said, "Who told you you needed confidence?" And I was like, let them know, sis. Let them know. Who told you you need confidence? You don't need confidence. You don't get confidence until you do the thing. How you going to get confidence if you won't do the thing? I can still hear her. This was probably 2 years. She was like, confidence, confidence. She sounded like AI. She sounded like Allen Iverson. They talk about practice. She had confidence. Who told you you need confidence? I'm in that camp. If there's any question about what I think, that's what I think. You don't need confidence. If you're waiting on confidence, you're going to keep waiting. The skill set of being able to do something that you're afraid of doing will take you far. That's a skill set to develop. That's a muscle to develop. Unhumility and action in the face of fear, which we call courage. There's also a misconception that courage is a thing you have or don't have. It's not. Courage is a thing you do. It's the steps you take once you feel afraid. The most courageous people in the world felt very afraid and they took action. We label them as courageous. Their action was courageous. The action is the courage, not the person. Action in the face of fear and unhumility are things that you can take some time and practice over and over, one step at a time, 1 foot at a time. It'll change your life. It'll change your life. It's action. Action is the antidote to fear. Action is the builder of confidence. You're going to stay afraid as long as you don't take the action, which is why we celebrate women who attend the summit and then do what they learned. You could attend all day. There are women who have come to every Exodus summit and are in the exact same place. Okay. Action is the answer. Okay. Action, not fearlessness, not humility. Okay. These are my 2 beefs of the day. Action is the answer. Okay. Okay. The luxury bucket list says, I make white men millions selling the services I can sell for myself. I have sold for myself, just not consistently. I got comfortable with my 6-figure salary, but now it's gone. I should pivot. A lot of us could take our skill set away from our job and do better without the middleman. The job, the employer is the middleman, right? A lot of us could. I didn't think I could because I was a pharmacy technician and my job was to shoot drugs into IV bags, which does not seem like a thing you can do on your own. So I found other skills, found and developed other skills that have been super helpful for me. I am a good teacher. I'm a good teacher. I have a natural teaching ability that I have trained and crafted over the years to be even better. But my parents are good teachers. There's a natural teacher in me, right? My parents are good at teaching things. All my life, I've seen them learn something and then teach that thing. And that's a thing that I know that I have, right? So my natural skill set of liking to teach things, it happened to go very nicely with my virtual assistant business plan, right? Because now I can go in, I can teach these people the importance of a landing page and a lead magnet. I can teach them how to communicate with people via email marketing. And I can recruit them as clients if they don't want to do it. Even though I've taught it, they don't always want to do it. I can bring them on as clients on the tail end. So the natural skill or ability, or I don't know. Now that I've said it's a natural, I think it is. There is some natural skill, but there's also some craft that I've honed, right? That ability to teach paired with the skill set that I had to learn, which was like how to make a landing page, how to do these things. Those things went together for me to be able to cut out the middleman. And now I don't need the job to hire me and to bring me clients. I know how to get my own clients, and I know how to fulfill and charge. My mom. Hi, Mom. Action in the face of fear is confidence, courage. Stephanie Perry. I think this is the Army. I think this is one of the things they made us, one of the first things they made us memorize in the Army was that courage is just action in the face of fear. Because we really do think we do have it wrong. We really do think that there are people who are brave. People used to say that to me all the time when I came back from that sabbatical, when I spent that year traveling on savings, came back to the US and went to job interviews. They'd be like, "You're so brave. You're so brave." And I'm like, no, bravery isn't a person, it's an action. Maybe that action was brave, but people aren't brave. People aren't courageous. The actions they take are brave and courageous. Anybody can do brave things. Anybody can do courageous things. But we think she's brave, she can do that. I'm not brave, I can't do that. No, she's just as afraid as you are. The person you call brave, the person you call courageous, the person you call adventurous, she's just as afraid as you are. She feels that same fear. She just took action, and she's probably done it before. She can call back to a time in her life before when she was afraid and she took action and it benefited her. And so it's maybe gets easier over time, but she's just as afraid as you are. Action is the antidote to fear. Sometimes when you learn from people how to do something, it seems like they were never afraid of doing that thing. It's a part of like the move abroad process that we don't talk about enough, because we started our YouTube channels after we left the country. And so you didn't get to see that fear. You didn't get to see us shaking in our boots. Everybody feels that fear. There's no such thing as fearlessness. A fearless person dies with the first dumb decision, right? A fearless person would wake up in the morning and decide that they want to go from upstairs to downstairs. They're just going to jump out the window. No fear. A fearless person jumps out of, literally jumps out of the window to get from one place to the other. There's no living fearless person. There is no living fearless person. You don't have to worry about that. Okay. You don't have to worry about feeling fearless in order to do the thing. I promise you. I promise you that. That's the thing I do know. Okay. You don't, the other stuff, I was like, is this right? Am I right? Am I telling you the right thing about the money? I know this about fearlessness and bravery and courage and action. I know this. There's no fearless person, not living. So you don't have to worry about, I don't feel fearless, so there's something wrong, I can't do it. No, everybody feels fear. Some people just take the action anyway. Bravery is an action. Courage is an action. It's not a person. It's not a personality trait. I don't think it's a personality trait. After having said, I think being a good teacher is a personality trait. I think naturally I'm a good teacher because I've all my life seen my parents learn things and teach things. I think it's in here. I don't think courage and bravery are personality traits. I think they're actions. And I think that some people have more of a history of doing those things. And so they can call back to it and, maybe act a little more quickly. But I don't think it's a personality trait. I don't think it's a person. I think it's an action. Okay. That's a fool. The fearless person is just a fool. There is no fearless person. And so you don't have to be upset that you're not fearless. There is no fearless person. I know it. There's no fearless person. Not living. Not living. A fearless person on this yacht would jump from the top into the ocean. Let me go out. Let's go get out into the water. Y'all want to go out into the water? I'm on the Ritz-Carlton Ilma, Ritz-Carlton second hotel at sea. We're sailing from Lisbon to Bermuda, no, to Florida. Yeah. Oh, there's a Florida meetup. If you're in the Exodus Summit community, exodussummit.com/community. If you're in our Heartbeat community, you'll see that there's a Florida meetup happening. I look so good in this light. I don't know why I didn't do this whole video just standing here. Come see my balcony and then the ocean. Y'all want to see the ocean? A fearless person would be in the water and then lost at sea. You don't have to worry about trying to be a fearless person. I promise you. I know that. I did do a video of the sunset. I'll send it out to the 6-minute sabbatical women, the women who are my Substack subscribers. I moved from Patreon to Substack. You'll get a video of 6 minutes of the sunset if you want to become one of those Patreon, Substack. If you want to do the Substack thing, go to vicarious.com/sabbatical and you'll see the link to that. Copy, paste. Okay. Yeah, so I did a nice sunset video. So it's beautiful. While we were out here in the middle of nothing. But hopefully I'll get some sunset videos while we stop in Bermuda before we get to Florida, while we're in Bermuda. Okay. We can tell that we've left Europe and that we're much closer to the Caribbean now because it's humid. It's more humid than it was, but it feels good. I haven't been in the pool. Maybe this is the day. You can tell. I don't know if you can tell. I'm a little congested. So maybe this is the day to get in the pool. Maybe not. Maybe tomorrow. Tomorrow we have the country matchmaking workshop. If you have the all access pass to Exodus Summit 2025, country matchmaking workshop is tomorrow afternoon. I believe it's 3 p.m. Eastern time. And that's that. Yeah. YouTube Success Society. I don't know if I told y'all ahead, but we're moving that back another week because of the country matchmaking workshop. Yeah, it's nice. It's really nice. Like, I recommend taking time in your life in a beautiful place with a beautiful view when you don't have anything to do. I recommend that. Spend time in a beautiful place where you just look out at beautiful things. Hopefully, maybe with somebody. I saw somebody ask the question earlier, but I didn't save it. Someone asked the question earlier, is this the thing you should do alone or with other people? It depends. You can maybe try both. Try one of each. I really love being out here with Rashida. But Rashida's an easy person to travel with. If you don't have easy people to travel with, go alone. You can do this alone. The staff and the crew will take such good care of you that you won't really feel it, right? You won't really feel alone. But yeah, I recommend some time. You can call it a sabbatical. I don't think there's a sabbatical time limit. I don't think there's a time limit on how long it has to be before you call it a sabbatical. But have some dedicated time when you're not doing and doing. Some vacations are just so full of action. Some vacations are full of activity. do some stuff. Get yourself in a place where you don't have to do anything. Thank you, Amita. Amita says my flower arrangement is beautiful. We took flower arranging classes. This yacht has an onboard florist. Onboard florist. She said how many arrangements she does. I think they said she does 100 arrangements a day for around the place. So we have our, like I have, she gave, my room has, some rooms have an arrangement. My room has these orchids. But then we took a flower arranging class and I arranged this. It's old and it's been out on the, I had to leave it out here because flowers make me congested. So it's been outside getting battered by the wind and sea. But I made this arrangement in class. So can you see it? I made that in flower arranging class several days ago. We took painting class. We took mixology class yesterday. We took a sushi class. Some of these, they're like between 45 minutes and 90 minutes long. So I've learned all these things here. Mixology was super fun. We got hammered drunk. Yeah. So sometime when you don't have to do things, when you're, instead of vacation mode, which to me is often like very busy, having some time when you're in do nothing mode, I recommend it. And this has been a wonderful place to do it. It's worth the money. It's a lot of money. If you look at the Ritz-Carlton website, you look at the Ritz-Carlton yacht collection, some of you will hold on to your butts. I think that's the funniest thing. Hold on to your butts is really funny to me. And I don't know. Nobody ever laughs when I say hold on to your butts. But hold on to your butts when you look at the prices. But for me, a person who loves being on the water and who loves not having to go from port to port, like place to place, worth it. Clearly worth it because it's my second time here. And you'd be surprised how many people were on that first crossing. We crossed April 2024 in the opposite direction. And there's at least 10 couples. I think that's a good number. Rashida, she moved. She used to be my next door neighbor. Now she's across the hall, acting brand new. She don't know nobody no more. But I would say 10 couples. Hold on to your butts, okay? It's a math problem, though. So serious. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. Mindful minutes, moral stories for modern kids. It's a math problem. How many book sales or how many talks, if you get paid to speak at schools, right? Let's say, if you get paid to speak at schools and sell your books at those schools, how many additional talks do you need to put on your calendar to give yourself something like this that will make you so happy? I believe in buying happiness. I guess that's another thing I should have had an agree. You can pay for joy and peace of mind. I've paid for peace of mind many a time. And this is one of the ways that I pay for joy, for peace of mind. I pay for Rashida's and my not restored relationship, because we didn't have to restore it, but like a refreshing of our friendship, of our business partnership and our friendship, right? All these things came with that price tag gave us all of those things, right? It gave us relaxation, gave us top tier service, gave us beautiful views, good weather, also gives us time together, gives us new relationships. So now I'm friends with Heather Graham, author Heather Graham. Okay, now new relationships. All of these things come with that price tag. Hold on to your butts. Hold on to your butts. But it's just a calculation, right? So if you hear us talking about Exodus ASAP, right? We have a calculation. There's an amount of selling that we do in our business, and then we spend the money. We makes the money and we spends the money. It's a calculation. If you get paid, one of my first coaching clients as a virtual assistant was a man who has written books for children, for kids, young adults, children. And he goes into schools, or he used to go into schools and talk. And they would pay him to talk, and they would buy X number of books. Right? So if you're an author, you're a children's author, how much do you normally get? And how do you cover this added expense? Do you do more talking? Do you raise the price? Something else, right? It's a math problem. It's a calculation. It's not a value. It's not a value judgment. It has nothing to do with our value as people. It's a math problem. Makes the money, spends the money. That's it. That's it. Okay. Yeah. You're not going to take that money with you. I don't think. And then the people you leave it to, they're going to do stuff like this. Okay. You can die with that money in your account if you want to. Them people, they're going to be on the Ritz-Carlton cruise. You think they won't? We makes the money. We spends the money. Okay. When you go to Ritz-Carlton Yacht Collection and you see the prices, hold on to your butts. Okay. Yeah, but it's a calculation, right? It's just a math problem. If you need to make extra X number of dollars and you sell this thing, how many more of those things do you need to sell? That's it. That's it. It's not a judgment of your value as a person. We've already decided you're worth it. We already decided you were worthy of all good things. We already agreed to that. Well, you get the money. You get the good things. Thank you. Hey, Yoga in Black. All right. Money is only good for spending. I like that. I always say it's not worth anything until you spend it. It's not. But it's only good for spending. What else is it for? I saw a wonderful video this week. We're closing things down, but I do want to tell you this. I saw a wonderful video this week from Graham Cochran. He's a white dude in Tampa. I think he lives in Tampa still, but he teaches online business things. And he talks about the idea of being a millionaire just being a math problem. If 2 million, back in the day when I worked for Barclays Bank, I was in a special category of Barclays was a credit card issuer. I worked for the UBS customers, right? UBS is the investment firm. I worked with those customers, and the way we calculated their money, it was if they had $1 million invested with UBS, they had $50,000 per year in dividends. Adelia did that session on dividends. We treated that as 50K. If they have $1 million, we treated $1 million as 50K per year. Because based on their calculation, you would get $50,000 in dividends without touching the principal. Without touching that $1 million, you get 50K a year to live on. So Graham here was like, well, if you want to call yourself a millionaire, you just need $50,000 a year from your investment or from your business. $50,000 a year from your business is the equivalent of $1 million invested. So best believe I'm spending money like a millionaire. Best believe, okay? $50,000 from your business in a year is like having $1 million in the investment account. Money is just a proportion. How did Sharonda put it earlier? I can't go back that far. It's a proportion. It's not an actual value. It's what the money buys. Get your business to $50,000 a year without wearing yourself out, right? as with doing as little as possible, you have the equivalency of $1 million in an investment account. If it's money that can continue, if it's money, if it's something that you can keep doing. Short-term things, I don't know. What's a business that has a short-term life cycle? I don't know. Olympics. If you're selling Olympic paraphernalia for the 2020, whenever the Olympics are coming to Los Angeles, if your business is Olympic paraphernalia for Los Angeles, that is not going to work. I mean, that it'll work, but that's not that calculation, that idea of that. No, because there's a deadline or there's a timeline, there's an end. Okay, I'm just thinking it through. Celeste says that's her philosophy. It's just math. How much do I need to live my life? And what rate do I need to charge to still take months off and live my life? It's all just a calculation, and a simple calculation. How's the food on the yacht? It's good. I would say last time we cruised with the Evrima, every meal I would have had again and again and again. On this yacht, I found a handful of meals that I want again and again, but not every one, right? I still haven't had a steak that makes me want to smack my lips, right? It's good, but it's not an A plus. I think Rashida said the other day she would give it an A minus. It's good, and there are meals I've had where I'm like, okay, run it back. The first one, any meal, there's no meal where I was like, oh, I don't need that again. Every meal I was like, but how do I have this same meal 8 more times and still eat other things? But it's good. It's good. It's just a little different. There's a different food. The head chef here is a man who was not he was actually on the Evrima with us, but he wasn't the head chef. Different head chef, they want to do things different. So she said A minus, I would have said B plus. I would have said 80, 85, 80. So A minus was what, a 90? I would have given the food an 80, maybe 88. I'd give it an 88, what I've had so far. I had a gelato that was awful. Like, how you mess this up? I even said to the lady, I was like, is this sugar free? How y'all mess this up? And then I've had food where I've had it, like we had lobster. There's a croissant, a lobster scrambled egg croissant. Am I saying that right? Scrambled egg croissant with lobster. Yeah, we've had that multiple times. And then even the Greek yogurt, they foam the yogurt a little bit. They must use like a frother or something to foam the yogurt. Very good. Yeah, I would give the food an 88 out of 100, which ain't bad. Clearly, 88 is good. Yeah, I was like, is this sugar free? She looked at me like, no, it's not sugar free. I threw it away. I don't think I've ever thrown away ice cream or a gelato. I don't think ever. And then now, whenever I see somebody with a gelato, I'm like, how are you eating that? Even though it was probably just that one batch of strawberry that was bad. I don't know. They forgot to add anything. It was strawberry looking, but it didn't taste like strawberry. It didn't taste like anything. Everything else I've had no problems with. I've had lots of cookies. They had a little lemon tart that I missed. I'm sad about that. Did I throw away a chocolate frozen yogurt in El Salvador? I don't remember that. In El Salvador? Was it at the hotel? Chocolate frozen yogurt and El Salvador. Hi, Adelia. I don't remember that. Yeah, I want it to be good. Give me good desserts, please. They have my favorite. They have in South Africa, they make a red wine. They call it Pinotage. And at the tattoo, oh, I remember now. That's what I remember. You did say. I remember that one. I remember that. Okay. So I'm on a streak. Um, in South Africa, the red wine, they make a pinotage. On the first ship, they didn't have it, even though one of the beverage guys was from South Africa. And I had a conversation with him about it, a white South African. I'm like, how dare you not have pinotage on this yacht? And he was like, well, people don't know about it. And I was like, this is your opportunity to introduce them to the pinotage. Here they have multiple pinotages on the menu. And the sommelier, finally, we ate at the restaurant where the sommelier was. I think we've been missing him. Finally, we ate at the restaurant with the sommelier. He came and kept pouring it up for me, and then sent a bottle to my room. So I have an extra bottle. So that made me happy. Got a pinotage here, where they didn't have it last time, and yeah. So it's been good. It's been good. I think we're both sick of our breakfast options. It would be nice to have one more breakfast option. 14 days is a lot to eat at the same place, eat breakfast at the same place every day. So that would be nice to have like one more breakfast restaurant, a different something different. The Asian restaurant is fantastic, and the service at the Asian restaurant is fantastic. And that's also where we had mixology class yesterday. So we got hammered drunk there and then came back for dinner. And we're acting up a little bit. We may have been rowdy yesterday after mixology class. So that's fun. So that's good. And then there's like one of those exclusive restaurants where they have a set like 9-course meal with a drink for each one and whatever. I don't think we're going. I'm not going, and I don't think she's going. Although we did meet a guy here yesterday named Carlos, who is here by himself, and he enjoyed eating there. So maybe he and Rashida will go together. I'm not going. I'm not doing it. It's the only thing. It's one of the only things you have to pay for. I'm not doing that. But everything is good. Service is great. Everybody calls you by name. Everyone, and we're everybody's favorites. We're always the favorites. We're always the favorites. We were carrying on yesterday. We got really drunk, and then the mixologist, she looked into our souls and then made us each an individual drink that was not part of the mixology class. We made 3 drinks in mixology. I finished my drinks. I won mixology because I made my drinks and finished and drank them all. So that means I'm the winner. I won mixology, but then she gave me and Rashida separately 2 drinks. She gave Rashida some sort of peach thing, and she gave me a variation. It wasn't really an espresso martini. It tasted like Nutella in a glass. And if you know me, like that is all I want in life. She made the best drinks for us. So then we had several of those. So I think neither one of us was conscious at 8:30 p.m. I think before 7:30 or 8 p.m. we were both out, lights out. So today we're just, chilling. Rashida's working. Today is the last day of From Burnout to Bliss. So she's working and I'm working today, and we're just going to chill a little bit and recover from yesterday. Yeah, it was like she knew me. She went around, there were maybe 10 people in mixology, and she asked everyone what they liked, what mixed drink they liked. And I said, I like the champagne cocktail, right? For me, champagne cocktail, when you don't know if you want champagne or a cocktail, you get the champagne cocktail. Right? And you're not going to go wrong with it. So I told her I like the champagne cocktail. So how did she know that I would love this variation on the espresso martini that tastes like hazelnut, Nutella? And how did she know that? When I told her I like the champagne cocktail, it was like she saw through us. It was that drink. I'm gonna get 2 of them today. She said, no matter what restaurant you have dinner in, I will send this to you, because her bar is right outside is inside of the Asian restaurant. But even if we have dinner at another restaurant, she will send us our drinks. The Rashida and the Steph. What did we call mine? the Rashida and the maybe the Steftini. Yeah, it's good hospitality. There are people here. It's just like we noticed just like we experienced on that first cruise. There are people here who just they get it. They understand hospitality. They're into it, right? It's not. I think this is the thing that this yacht and the first yacht did really well is they've picked the people on any hotel you stay in, any cruise ship you stay in, go on, whatever. There's somebody who just really likes it. They like people. They like talking. They like their action. They may or may not like the actual job, but they love the people and the conversation. This is a full ship, a full cruise ship, a yacht full of people, full of that person, the personality hire. We went to the beach house once for lunch. We went to the beach house for lunch maybe 2 or 3 days later, and Chris was like, "Hey, you want to? I know you like that, whatever her drink is called. Do you want another one?" This was before last night when they made the Roshida. "Do you want another one of those?" Right? They know things. They're very good at hospitality. That's a thing that they hired for or tested for, because you can't train. You can't train somebody who's bad at hospitality into liking it. So it's a thing that they've like filtered for. It's an amazing experience to be so cared for. Our moms were really treated amazingly well last time. And some of those people, when they saw us, some of the same crew members who were on this yacht were like, "I remember you. You were here. You were a group of 5 last time." Right? You can't train that to remember us. There's some of them remembered our name, right? I would expect kind of to remember vaguely our faces, but some of them remembered our names. I don't think that's training. I think that's selection. And that's a thing. That's a thing that's been amazing to be in, right? Be in a place where there is just hospitality on 10. It makes you look sideways at every other place. Because that's the thing. The hospitality is on 10. All right. Yeah, I think it might be nap time. I might try to sneak in some lunch. 1:30. It's 1:30 here. I think I might sneak in some lunch. I'll knock on her door and see what she's doing. She should be done coaching. Is anybody here from Burnout to Bliss? Is anybody here who just finished up with From Burnout to Bliss? Is that over? I may knock on her door, eat a little lunch, and take a nap, because we got hammered drunk yesterday. We need to recuperate. We do need to do some work. We do need to do some work regarding tomorrow's workshop. But we do need to do. But I may take a nap, because I do feel like that time. The sun is so warm on my legs. It does feel like nap time. I haven't napped on my chaise. I've laid out on my chaise lounge over here, but I haven't napped on it. And the breeze is nice and warm, so that may be what's going to happen today. It is training, the luxury bucket list. It is training, but it feels personal. And I like that they look up the lists and past history. Yeah. Yeah, they're very good at it. They're very good at it. There are people from all over the world. We had our breakfast waiter, Aaron, is from Rwanda. There are people on this ship from all over the world. But they're amazing. Our 2 room stewards. I don't know where. I know one is from India, but I don't know. I don't know that they're both from India, but they might both be from India. People from all over the world, but they did get the hospitality gang. They got the good hospitality gang, right? Not the "I'm just here so I don't get fined" gang. the chatty gang. They're super chatty, super talky. Yeah. Okay, friends. Nobody's here from Burnout to Bliss to tell me if it's over. So I guess that means maybe it's not quite over yet. So she may be done in another 10 minutes or so. All right. If you're following us on Instagram, you may see our shenanigans. I am at Vicarious OUS on Instagram, and Rashida is Sheeta D at Sheeta D. If you follow us on Instagram, one of us has made a story every day at least. One of us has shared something at least. Oh, there she is. Hi. Are you feeling lunchy? Yeah, come over. Hold on, let me open the door. Hold on. Y'all entertain you. Talk amongst yourselves. She's coming over. Ugh. Okay, give her a second. She's coming over. Are y'all okay with that? You got time? Do you have time? What y'all doing today? November, huh? Can you believe that? I can't. Okay, you got time? Thank you. All right, she's coming over. I unlocked my door. Our hallway is relatively quiet. Because like we said, this is a 400. This is made for 400 some passengers, and there's fewer than 100. I think we heard passengers here. So our hallway is pretty quiet. So my door is I just opened my door so she can come over. You have time? Okay. All right. I should move these flowers. Last time she sat beside my flower. So the lilies make me so sick. But you have to put them in a bouquet. So last time she sat near the flowers and it did the same thing to her. So I'm gonna move these into a corner. Hold on. Maybe I'll move it over here. Okay. Would you like a water? Can I be a hostess?
Welcome to the Rashida Show. Hello. I don't need water.
Have a seat.
It was nice and warm. Oh, I don't have sun on my side.
Not this time
Not
of day.
this time of day, no.
What do you have?
I brought Stephanie gifts. They're new pair of earrings.
Did you get some drinks?
No, these are ones that have been hanging in my purse for a while. Yeah.
I love miniature things.
I'm gonna move this forward.
All the way.
Oh, is the light gonna work? I assumed you were wrapping up.
Yeah. Super sun.
Yeah.
Super sun. Oh,
that's why I was like, it might not work.
Yeah, I'm wrapping up. How was coaching?
It was my last coaching call from Burnout to Bliss ever, y'all. The last one. And it was excellent. It was excellent.
Okay.
They said very nice things about all of us.
Aww,
you need to be in the camera. So how do we get you in here?
Well,
can we split this chair?
If you move this out yonder, how far can they still hear us?
I think they can hear us. Tell us if you can hear us. Look at this light. Oh, yes. Can you hear us? We can't read anything on the screen though because we're both.
Let's see how close. Now we can move it
diminished.
closer. Move it closer.
They say we're glowing.
It's true.
It's true. Okay, so I'm late to the party because I was doing my own work. What did you say about going from $22 an hour to living your yacht dreams?
We started with the assumption, or we all agreed that we all agreed. What did we all agree to? That I wrote notes.
Ooh.
Oh, there's no shortage of money. First of all,
None.
We agreed that there is not a money shortage problem. We agreed that I personally am worthy of all good things.
Okay.
And then we agreed that they
Uh-huh.
are worthy of all good things.
Okay.
And then we agreed that the amount of money you have or the amount of money you spend is not an indicator of your value.
Yes.
Okay. It's just money, ones and zeros.
It's just money.
It's just numbers.
It's just money.
So from there, we talked about getting your skill set that'll take you around the world, learning how to get clients for that thing that you do, getting a sales funnel, which we kind of called a filter today, a filter for people, a way for people to work with you, creating community around your thing, and then becoming unhumble.
That last one is really hard. Well, for some of us, some other people, it's less hard for.
Yeah.
Okay.
We talked about being unhumble.
Right.
And that was the pathway. And that's a replicatable pathway. And then we talked about some sessions inside of Exodus Summit 2025 that would help with each one of those steps.
Okay.
Yeah, we talked about confidence is an action. It's not a personality type or a trait. Confidence is action.
Confidence is action. Yeah. Yeah. And I think that, so in my coaching session, one of the things we talked about was how some of the pushback we get in this kind of move abroad space is that this person can move because they are retired and they're getting Social Security, so they have that, or they can move because they're rich and blah, blah, blah. And I do think with money, we often have that same pushback, right? Right? This person has money, but that's because they did X, or they are X and I am Y.
That's right.
Right? Instead of saying, well, they got money and there's no limit of money. Let me go get some money. And like, I say that and it sounds easy. Let me go get some money is not easy or hard, right? It sounds weird to say, but getting more money doesn't need to be difficult. I'm sure you talked about that. Doesn't need to be difficult. It is a something that you get better at the more you do it, right?
That's right. So I told them that I think there's probably a $9,000 room on this trip. Is that right?
I don't think so.
What's the base price? What do you think is the base price to get on this particular cruise?
I don't think there's anything under, I would say 11 or 13.
Let's go with 11. So we went with $9,000, and the math told us that if you sell a $247 product, you need to sell 36 more to have an additional $9,000. Right?
And if it's 9 versus 11, that's just a few more.
Few more.
That's just a few more.
That number was
That's
really
8 more.
surprising.
So did you ever tell them how we ended up on this cruise the first time?
No.
Okay, so I saw people talking about, I think in No Badness, I saw people talking about the Ritz-Carlton cruise, and I was like, that sounds so amazing. I would love to go on that, but I can't afford that.
Yeah.
So I put it up on my phone as my home screen because it was a goal. I said, one day I'm gonna do this. One day when I get my money up, I'm gonna do this. But then I was like, I don't actually have any idea how much it costs.
Right. Counted yourself out.
I was like, what? I don't have any idea what this actually costs. And then I looked it up and I was like, oh, okay. And then I was like, I think I'm going. I told Stephanie, and she was like, you're not going without me. And then our mamas went. Three of our mothers went. So I went from I can't afford it to then paying for 2 rooms.
Yeah. Yep.
Just after, I tell y'all all the time to do the math, but I'm guilty of that too, of being like, that's a pipe dream. Who could do that?
Yeah.
Who could do that? And then be like, actually, I have no idea how much it costs. I'm out here counting myself out saying, oh, that's just for the rich fancy people, without figuring out that if I sell a product, how many more of this product do I need to sell before I get on this boat?
That's right.
Right? I mean, they want payment 6 months before cruise time, but they're already telling you what their 2027 sailings are.
Yeah.
Right?
Believe us. Best believe they gave us a schedule. They were like, "This is."
Did you get the handout? Did the lady come to your door?
The
I
one pager, the one page about Asia.
Oh no. I asked her if there was a calendar. I thought it might just be like one page. She brought me like an 8-page.
Oh no.
She said, "Can I leave it? Can I send it to your room?" I said, "Yeah." She brought it up herself. It's like 8 colored pages of this is this is that.
Okay.
I have it for us to look at.
Oh no. I just got the one page Asia.
No, girl.
I
I
didn't
have like 8 pages of everywhere they're going. They have 2027 cruises available. So that would give you, if you started now and your cruise was at the end of 2027, you would have all of 2026 to pay to make payments through the middle of 2027. Right?
Yeah.
Like it's only as undoable as you tell yourself it is.
That's right.
All right. It's an amazing experience.
Yeah.
I wish there were more of us here.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of you here are like me, who hear a thing and you're like, "Oh, that's not for me."
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's not for me. Cause y'all ain't. I was like,
numbers.
Listen, where's my phone? I know I can pull up thinking on my phone. I can't find my key right now. I locked my door, and I said put my cleaning button on. I was like, the cleaning man gonna come.
Oh, okay. That's how you're gonna get
That's
in.
how I'm getting my room.
Okay.
It was saved as one of the lock screens. I had the boat. I think this is the Arima.
That's the agreement.
That's the Arima on my child. My whole screen said no, thank you. Whole screen said there's too much light out here. Too much light out here. Yes.
See
the Arima right there. It was on my phone as my goal. I don't think it was more than 3 days before I was like, what if I just looked up the price?
What? Yeah, like I don't even know.
I'm out here looking at these people saying they went on it, it was an amazing experience, and telling myself I can never have it. Turns out I can. Right? Just some planning. So this has been a wonderful experience.
Yeah.
Don't count yourself out of the things you want.
That thing that you want is for you.
Mm-hmm.
Is for you.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are hearing about this cruise and they're like, not interested, right? I would never. Not everything is for everyone. I think that's proof that your thing is for you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because we don't want everything.
Mm-mm.
There are specific things that resonate, that sounds like me, right? That sounds like something that's for me. The things that are for you, they're for you. If it's as simple as a math problem, right? A math problem and some support, maybe we get some people who help us figure out how to get to the number. It's for you. Mm-hmm. This is even though it's a one-way cruise, so they were in this particular yacht was in the Mediterranean for the summer, and now they're going to the Caribbean for the winter. So this is a one-way repositioning cruise. Wait, I saw a question.
Yes, I saw it too.
But I don't know if I answered the question. One-way repay. So no, they didn't charge any less. They're not at capacity. They didn't say put this thing on sale. That's a word for you. It's worth what it's worth. They're like, this cruise, it costs what it costs. The value is the value. So even though they have many empty room here, they didn't put it on sale.
I tried to get an upgrade to an empty suite the other day, and the man was like, "You want me to run them numbers?" And I was like, "No, I want you to just get me the room is empty." And he was like, "So you want to know what it costs or not?" And I was like, "No,
it costs what it costs.
It costs what it costs.
They're not putting it on sale.
That room is empty. That owner suite is empty, and it's gonna stay empty unless you come upon some dollars." Now, you tell them my door. So I used to be over there, but door's still open.
Yeah.
Used to be over here. But yesterday, I came in the room and I realized the cleaning people were there. I left. I came back. When I came back, my balcony door wasn't closing properly anymore. I don't know what happened while I was gone, but praises, because I got back. And so I was like, my door's not closing, which means I was trying to take a nap because I wasn't really feeling good. and I could hear this whistling sound as the air, because the door wasn't sealing.
Yeah,
properly.
there's a seal. Once it's closed, you seal it so you don't
Yes.
hear that. Yeah.
And so I go to the hallway to see my cleaning man to be like, hey, how do we get the people to come fix this door? Some random man comes walking in. I've never seen this man before in my hallway. He goes walking down my hallway towards me. He says, I think I'm here to talk to you. And I'm like, I don't know. What have I? Is it like, what's happening here? He was like, I heard about your balcony door. And I was like, really? I was coming to report it. He said, I heard about your balcony door. We can fix it. Or we can upgrade you to a suite. He said, I didn't want the people coming to fix it to bother you. So we can move all your things right across the hall. We can move your things right across. You don't have to move a thing. We'll move it for you. We'll move all your things right across the hall. And you can be in a bigger room. I'm in a full suite now with a balcony that's probably 1.5 this size.
Even bigger than this one. Yeah.
Yes.
This is a big one.
I said,
for a cruise ship.
I said, what? They said, yeah. I said, if I move, I get to stay over there, right? He was like, yeah, yes, you dummy. Like,
yeah, because we still had a whole week left.
Yes. He said, yes. So now I have a living room. I got a bedroom. I don't sleep very well with the light coming in. And these curtains are fine. But I'm using these curtains and a blackout mask. But now I have an actual door between me and the light. So sleep was really good last night. That black is pitch black. All because they broke my door.
Yeah.
The price is the price. So somebody fucked something up. Thank you. Thank you. Yes.
Yes. Yeah, so, they colluded in your favor, the cleaning people.
Yes. I don't know what they did. But thank you.
That's why you let them come. Don't turn your do not disturb on. Let them come in.
Almost always on if I'm in a hotel or a suite. So I'm like, turn it off. And I'm like, ugh, whatever. They came in. Every time I have come in my room in the past 2 days after the cleaning people have been in there, there's always a cleaning rag left behind. I don't know what's going on. This last time, I think it was because they broke the door and we're like, gotta go do something. Gotta go get some help. Then I walk down the hall like, would you like a room? It probably costs like $10,000 more than what you paid. Yes, I would. Thank you. Maybe 5. We'll call it 5.
I don't know. I don't know. I didn't look at the prices. I don't even know what I paid. Truthfully, I don't know what I paid for this. I have an idea. Because you said it. You told me, but I don't know.
I think because you make a payment one day, you make a little deposit, no big deal. And then a year later, they're like, the rest of the money.
Ding dong.
And it's been a year. I don't know what I paid. I don't know. But it's been a good cruise, good people, good food, good team, good staff, good guests.
Not too bad of a ride. It's been super smooth for the last couple of days. We had one rough day at sea. Going in the other direction, a year and a half ago, we had 2 very rough days. This time we had 1, maybe 1.5. But it's been smooth sailing. Even though we've had rain almost every day, I think, because I absconded with a yoga mat and it's gotten wet multiple times. So we've had rain almost every day. It's not impacted our trip. It's been like this morning, it was very early in the morning. Our time has changed almost every day. We have one more time change where we gain an hour. So we've gained a lot of time. We got free time on the cruise because we gained an hour 4 different times or 5 different times. Yeah. It's been amazing. If you have a thing, that's your thing. Do your numbers and then follow the steps we talked about today and do that thing. I don't think there's been any benefit to holding on to it as a dream. Live the dream. I think we're supposed to live our dreams. Yeah.
And if you're not living your dream, you should be thinking about how you can realistically live your dream. If you're not doing it now, right? Or like I said, I put this on my, oh my God, I can't wait until the day I can do it. And then I booked it like 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
I also have a business partner who doesn't think money is real. So I'll be like, I don't know. And she's like, you got it.
Yeah.
You got it. You got it. Whatever.
We talked about this. So there's no money it's not worth anything until you spend it.
Nothing. It has no value. So spend it on what you want to spend it on.
Yeah. All right. Okay. You ready for lunchtimes?
And work. We got work to do. People been asking me. People were like, what about the Brazil meetup?
Oh, I forgot all about that.
Oh, we got...
Who would like to plan a meetup in Brazil for us?
Well, somebody gonna raise their hand. Don't do that.
Oh, what? We don't want them to?
We don't want them to. Because what do we need to plan at this point?
Well, we need to pick which city, I guess.
We need to pick which city, which we think we know. We also need to pick our dates, and our dates are our dates. Y'all get to come on our dates.
I guess we can do that. We can do it.
That's all we're gonna tell you in a few weeks. It's the city of the dates, and maybe a hotel we're staying at, but maybe not even that because we don't even know.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. So we have work to do. We're going to lunch, but I gave them our Instagram so that they could see. I told them that every day that we've at least shared something. One of us has shared something every day at least. Which side do I look at?
Okay, now I'm about to post Stephanie going live on the boat, working on the boat.
Working. Such hard workers.
Such a work. She's such a work.
No, we haven't had any hurricane impacts. We were far from it when it happened, when it went through the Caribbean. And so no, we've been smooth sailing. I asked them about it. I was like, are we going to ride through that hurricane? And they're like, first of all, we're sailing. Okay, lady, learn the words. We don't ride on a yacht. So no, we've had no problems. Things have been good here. You would know, listen, if we had problems, you would know.
Listen, last time I almost talked bad about somebody on my video. Bad. And the way he redeemed himself, you know who I'm talking about. The tall one.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So
no problem.
Yeah, it's been great. The reason that this is our second time is that we had such an amazing experience before. So you don't have to worry about living your dreams and then being upset that not liking it. Like it, live it and like it. All right. Okay, friends, I've linked to some things in the video in the chat. I'll go ahead and put them in the description of the video later today. If you're watching the replay and the links aren't there, give me a day, come back. They'll be there later. Okay.
You go back and add the links you say you're going to link?
I do.
Classy. I say I'm going to add things. And then maybe if you don't remind me.
Such a helpful person. I am just a helpful person. Okay. So I'll go ahead and do that. But ExodusSummit.com is the link to the Exodus Summit replays, and ExodusSummit.com/community is the link to the Exodus Summit community. Thank you for joining. Thank you for having this conversation, right? Thank you for being open to this conversation. And thank you for reporting back your wins. And thanks for joining in, Rashida.
Thank you, friends. I'm posting on IG now, so you have something to see at Sheeta D.
At Sheeta D.
Bye.
Okay, bye, friends. Happy day. Happy November.